Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly, what I'm going to be, Grim and Perilous Master today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Cubicle 7's excellent dark fantasy RPG, Warhammer Fantasy RPG 4th edition. I'm going to double check and make sure we're streaming, because we are on a new setup. Whoa, would you look at that. Guys, it is streaming. And I'm not seeing any lagging on my camera, so knock wood. Things seem to be going okay thus far. I mean, for your heroes, we'll have to, I'm accepting that as going well. But with me today are the stars of our Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition campaign, the Salt, Silver, and Sin game. I'll go the order. I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got Graham.
Oh, hi there. I am Graham, and I have the pleasure of playing Ruthard Bellas Dingfelder. He's a young fella. Formerly, his career path is Owler, now soldier, but I just think of him as a chancer and a survivor,
Very
at
nice.
least so far.
Excellent. Next up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Thognoth Barrickson. He is a dwarf from the Cragforge clan and an Ironbreaker.
I'm speechless at that. Speechless, Sean. Also had a gob full of coffee. So that's excellent. Next up is John.
Everyone, I am John, and I'm playing Talthir of Manon. He is a human priest of Manon.
Lovely. And last, but certainly not least, is Darren.
Hello there, I am playing Alwyn Carlson, who is a human bounty hunter, and as always, he's got Astrid, the lovable family pet, with him.
Very nice. All right, guys, I want to move us over to what we had been using. I think this is the one. Yeah, that looks suitably dark and dangerous. So, guys, what happened last time?
Last time, we finished up at the coaching inn.
Okay.
And we'd already left the coaching inn, hadn't we? That was the week before, that was the previous one. So we had made camp with a group of elves in the woods. And we, after discussing various things that have been going on, sightings of mutants and the families still bickering and such, we had decided that we were going to try and find the Rasberger estate and go and see that family as our first sort of point of call. So we set off. We did a bit of travelling. Fognoff found some interesting flowers. Was it moonflowers? Out in the woods.
Yeah.
And then we made camp. And at that point we found some tracks of some elves. Is that right? No, they were. Oh no, this is. We hadn't actually left the camp, had we? Because we were still making our decisions.
Yeah.
And that's when the elves went missing. Because we came back to the camp, and none of the elves had returned to the camp. So we hadn't actually set out for the Rasberger. I think we'd done a day of hunting. We were trying to gather supplies. We came back to the campsite. We hadn't actually left. We were doing one day of preparation, and that's when we found that all of the rest of the elves at the camp hadn't returned from their normal day of hunting, etc.
I think you heard something as well, didn't you?
Did we hear it straight away, or did we hear it once we went looking for them? We did hear a familiar sort of sound that we'd heard on the previous day. I think some sort of howling or some sort of bellow in the distance. Yeah, it seemed quite far away at the time.
We heard it more than once, maybe twice. What about twice?
I think we'd heard it sort of the day before, and then again on that day. But we decided, obviously the elves have been fairly good to us and helped us out. that we'd go and try and find out what had happened to them, because it was very unusual that none of them had returned. And a number of items were still at the camp. They'd left meat there, and it didn't look like they packed up and left. So we went looking for them. We did find some tracks, but we basically had to give up that night. I think it was quite heavy rain. Wasn't very good. We've been traveling all day. So we returned to the camp, still no sign of them. We slept overnight, and then it was decided that me and Fognoff would go and try one more time, whilst Talfa and Evan were going to cook up the meat so it didn't spoil. We were going to use that for our sort of future journeys. So they dealt with preparing the food and that. Me and Fognoff went off after these tracks of the elves. We managed to find the tracks. We came across some sort of, what looked like an ambush site, where some trees had been sort of felled across the path in a bit of a sort of, not a valley, what would you call it? It was sort of hills either side, when it was slopes either side. So
yeah, like a little depression, similar to what we see in the photograph, although with deciduous trees, not coniferous.
I think we're still on the main page though.
Oh yeah, hold up.
We are, I think, yeah.
No.
GM's testing us.
Yeah, jeez. My God. Come on, Madison. Jeez Louise.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So the trees were blocking our way, so we had to climb up, get round the obstacle. We continued on following the tracks, but it was starting to get a good way through the day, and we found a grisly sight of I think it was a leg of the elf that had accompanied us from the town. There wasn't any other sort of body parts or any other signs of any of the other elves, but it definitely looked like one had been killed in this scuffle or battle. And the tracks did continue, but I think me and Fognoff had come to the decision that we probably weren't going to be able to do it in the daylight that we had left, and regrettably we sort of turned back before we got lost in the woods during the night. And I think when we finished it, we just got back. It was getting late, and we just got back to camp and sort of trying to make a decision on what we were going to do the next day. I think that's where we left it. Oh, we did find a holy place as well.
Oh yeah, all the way back.
Like a sort of clearing with some sort of standing stones of some description that we thought was like a holy sort of circle of stones. Which, I mean, other than giving us a bit of a boost of morale, we didn't find anything else, especially there. But
was that just you and me, Alwyn, or was Talthur there for the holy site?
I think it was just us, because we got a little bit lost coming back, and we went a bit off track, and we stumbled onto that. Yeah. And then from there, luckily, we sort of found a way back. I think that was it. So it was a lot of searching for these elves and trying to work out what had attacked the elves, and
down the trees as well, right? Because it was something substantial had. Do you remember the damage to the trees as well?
It sort of uprooted them, almost sort of pushed them over, it seemed, rather. And there were sort of cut marks from sort of fangs or claws, or there was no axe sort of mark or any sort of machinery or weaponry cut marks. It was more sort of physical and like strength and biting or clawing sort of. Yeah. Sort of more animalistic, sort of, I would guess. But yeah, we didn't actually manage to find the elves.
I think you found part of them, so you found a fraction.
Well, I found part of one of them, yeah.
Yeah. So it's unclear at present whether the other elves are living, whether Hilarion?
I think I did sort of clear up. There wasn't a significant amount of blood, like 6 elves worth of blood in that area.
Yeah.
So if they were like eaten or set upon, it wasn't at that site.
Yeah. If anyone knows what 6 elves worth of blood looks like, it'll be.
I think Fognov probably knows what six
Let's
elves
be
worth
honest.
of-
Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up, but I was fairly confident he knew.
Yeah.
It's an experienced ironbreaker. Come on. Man.
Rudy, any
Good boy,
questions?
isn't
No, it all sounds great.
Doesn't it? You leave the party alone for one fucking session.
So we're in the woods with a nasty thing out there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I need to know. Okay.
And just to, we were talking beforehand, Talthra had mentioned about going back to the road. You guys are days off from any road.
Oh yeah,
Just to remember. So,
at least 2 days if we don't get lost.
yeah.
Which is why we was cooking up the meat, because
Yeah,
we were
which I
getting
managed to
low
do.
on food. Yeah.
Managed to do pretty well. I think I made us what was it, 2 weeks worth, but we had to split it between everybody. So
I don't think it was, it went off sooner, didn't it?
I got a feeling it was sort of 10 days. So between us, it was sort of 2 or 3 days each.
yeah, it was enough
Yeah,
to get us like
before
back
it
to the
ran out.
end, and then about 4 days worth, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was spoiling rather than you hadn't done enough.
Yeah, it was just there was too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, guys, what are we doing today?
To the road.
So-
You're back in the. You're just going to abandon this?
Have we done the? Have we
Talthra,
finished
I
the
didn't realize
night?
that one of the tenets of your faith was rank cowardice. That's shocking.
I am a priest of the sea. I am very far from that.
Uh-huh.
So we've done the night, and this is the next morning, is it now?
Yeah, which means everybody's favorite time of morning,
Weather wall.
weather rolls. Okay. So why doesn't everybody, we got enough people, why doesn't everyone give us a D10 roll, please?
Ooh, it's going to be gnarly.
Oh boy.
Let's summon the hurricane.
Okay. Rudy's threw dice at my head.
Oh, God.
I see. You know, who used to do that like routinely. It was Mo. Mo would always forget how to do it. So it was a go-to joke. All right. So this morning is very chilly, but there is no rain, and there are clear skies, and only a mild breeze. So, there's, I imagine, a kind of stark contrast to the weather you've had thus far. 'Cause it's been raining almost every day you've been out here. But that chill has set in overnight, and there's likely very little sound in the forest as well. The wind is catching trees every now and then, but there's just this... it's not like cold enough to be freezing necessarily, but it's one of those like unseasonably cold summer mornings. What are you guys planning on doing? We've heard Talther's proposition.
I still think there's chance that the elves, or some of the elves,
Survive.
have been kept for future meals, maybe, or
Mm.
We've got enough food to keep us fed if we want to look. So,
We should
Well,
hunt
yes.
it down and destroy it.
do we estimate it's about half a day to get to where we found the sort of remains? Would we say if we made good progress?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I did try and mark out the journey, but that didn't go too well, if I remember rightly. I was
There were
trying
some
to make some arrows
Classic
in the trees.
Roll20 results last time, I believe.
Yeah,
I see a
tried to
100.
put some arrows on trees to give us that's when we got a bit lost.
Yeah. Is anyone suffering from any fatigue whatsoever?
Let's
I
see.
think you clear one overnight, didn't you? If we
Yeah.
managed to get enough sleep, I think that was all we had.
Oh, yeah.
One each.
I had one.
I was in the camp, so I'm good.
Okay.
Does that stay, Kevin?
No. If you got a night's sleep,
Oh, I've actually got 2 ranks, so I'm down to 1, I think.
okay. You also fatigue from look at that. That's clever putting in the reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I got the other
It's
one.
my high mark. It's my high mark right there. That's
There's a great line from one of the Godric and Felix ones where Godric's going on about, I hate trees almost as much as I hate elves. So then what, yeah, I don't think, because the number of tasks that you take in a given day also can relate to the fatigue. So just because you're in camp doesn't necessarily mean that you're not getting fatigued, but I think that you only took 1 task, or you...
Yeah, just the cooking.
Yeah,
And then,
okay.
actually, I think I had to make a roll. I think we were just settling down for camp, weren't we?
You were which? Sorry, John, I didn't catch that.
I'm just double checking because I remember saying that I'd take watch if needed to, if the other two. But I think Errant may have done that for us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So
do
if he's
anything during
taking
camp.
watch, then we need to make a roll for him. In this cool morning, let's see if he froze to death. Shining style.
Horrible.
Let's see. Watch endeavor. John, give us a percentile roll, please.
Yes, can do.
No problem. He stayed awake, through the whole night. So, he's looking a little weary from having kept watch for everybody. What are we doing? Rudy, you even had a chance to give your 2 cents on what should be done next. What are you thinking? Having heard the grisly evidence that Alwyn and Thognoth found yesterday, what's your thoughts?
Now we must go and find this beast and destroy it, or whatever it is, and either secure the lives of the elves that remain, or ensure that they receive some dignity in death. Is my take.
I'd like to think they would do the same for us.
Well, I think they would, as we're friends of theirs.
I think they would as well.
they are elves, but sure, I guess.
But Thognoth, you and the elves. Yeah, it's remarkable. You're
No point in destroying my reputation immediately.
Not any further. No.
So then, what's the plan?
Once again, we'll try and pick up the the track of the previous days.
Do you want Errant to keep the camp then? Or are you giving up camp? The only difference will be is that at some point during the day, if you do need to make a new camp, there is a camp activity that requires to set camp. And so it's another thing that might add to fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my tent, which covers, I can't remember if it's 4 or 5, I always forget, 4 or 5 people, so we can sort of basically set up a camp on our travels.
Maybe we should bring Errant with us. Leaving him alone here might not be a good idea. Although if the elves show back up, I mean, that's good. But we couldn't always try to find a way back if we need to.
Well, if we travel to find the elves, do we need to sort of come back this way anyway, would we think, to get back to Rasburger estate?
I think what you guys talked about doing was skirting the Dernbach lands around the north near the mines to get to the...
So would that send us back this way, or would we just carry on?
You were heading north before, so you're sort of heading in the correct direction.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
correct.
we might as well pack up and travel on, I would guess.
And I know we discussed going north, but we didn't have the foods to make it. That's why I stayed and made food.
Yeah.
The other option was to go back south. So
Well,
if we're hunting for the elves and it's taking us north, and we should go that way.
Yeah. If we're sort of going in that, or potentially going in that direction, then why not? Let's take everything we can carry and pack up our camp. We'll leave, anything that was theirs, and in case they do return, if they're lucky, fortunate enough to return. But we'll take the food and everything else, and let's set off.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Then, someone is going to be trying to follow tracks, I take it. So we have track endeavor. Just as a reminder, this is out of Death Steps and Light Fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Under the travel endeavors, other endeavors you guys can take during that time is foraging, hunting, navigate to avoid getting lost. Although the track I think duplicates that because you're following a specific one. Try to find water, scouting to give advance warning of any travel events, or mapping.
This doesn't quite apply, but you feel like it should. But that's just for game, isn't it? Yeah.
But it probably adds to your success levels, right? It's probably one of those talents that has that, like you add the number of things. Is that right?
I think it's just, I think you just get more grub game if you're hunting.
Let's see here. So it applies to any tests relating to trail or capture game. So I would say, most of those talents, they have that nested thing, right, where it adds the number of levels you've got. Do you have only one level in Hunter's Sign?
I have just one level in that, and I have one level in Strider Forest as well.
Okay, and that one likely also adds. I wonder if this. For those listening at home, they just announced this week that they're doing a 5th edition of this. So I'll apologize now for all the speculating we're going to do between now and when it's actually released. Yes. It's one of those parts of the game I do like because it gives an extra meaning to the core mechanics for each of the talents that you take. But I wonder if that's something they're going to change because it is easily forgotten, apparently. And
Strider has one too. Athletics test to traverse the terrain.
Yeah. So getting over that tree, you get to 1 success level for that.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So then, what? I'm checking to see for assisting with an endeavor. I don't know if you can in this game. You can do 2 endeavors at the same time at -1 success level.
Is Rudy any good at tracking? Has he got any advanced?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I've also got acute sense sight. So,
So for the hunting endeavor, that uses outdoor survival, and you get +1 success level to that, Rudy.
Okay. Well, I've got 41 overall in outdoor survival.
Yeah, tracking's under advanced skills.
Oh, is it?
Secret signs for some reason.
Oh, good gracious.
Down the bottom.
Track. Oh, I've got track. No, I haven't. I haven't got any advances in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tracking
I've got
advanced
it.
skill?
It's just I've got the fatigue. Yeah, it's an advanced one.
Okay, so if you've got that, so Alwyn is your tracker. What is everyone else doing?
Let's see, our choices are hunting, gathering, right?
Yeah, so perception is for the scout endeavor. Navigate, mapping would be trade cartography or art drawing, or if you've got something similar that would help you, that can help you to navigate back. I think Katarina may have been the one who did that before.
Yeah.
Looking for water is an outdoor survival test. Foraging is an outdoor survival or lore herbs test. It's a British game, so it should be lore herbs.
I wasn't going to say anything.
We invented the language, motherfucker. You're going to use it properly. And then, yeah, I mean, like, I'm also open to pitches. Like, if there's other things you think you could try to do during while you're traveling, I'm happy to contemplate that.
I'm open to scouting if.
Yeah.
Thognaw's legendary perception score, which he's been quietly raising.
As he straightens his helmet. Yeah.
Exactly. There's giant binoculars on the inside of it.
Yeah.
He looks like that, like a Pixar character with Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah, I wonder if.
I'll try to look for water. I mean,
There you go.
makes sense for the water/sea priest to do something like that.
Jesus Christ. It's just insufferable. It's like someone who's like, started training for a triathlon one time and then it comes up in every fucking conversation. Well, I mean, I am a sea priest. Yeah, we fucking know. All right. Got it. I'm just teasing, John. I'm sorry.
I know, it's totally
You're
good.
on the target this
It's
morning.
like,
I
how do you know which
apologize.
one's the vegan? They'll tell you.
Don't take that, Jonathan.
Exactly.
Don't take that from him.
Hey, Danny, I added the joke. Is like vegan too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What about Rudy?
I'll just follow along and say, oh no, I think you'll find you should be doing this in an annoying way.
Yeah.
The only other pitch I think I could make was maybe athletics to scramble over ridges and trees and to find an easy way to navigate the path. But
I don't think if you don't have any skill in navigation, then you're just being annoying to the person who's trying to track then.
well, I mean, I don't have the cartography thing, but I do have navigation.
Navigating, but there's two different things. Navigating is trying to picking a destination and going towards it. Tracking is following a track that exists. So you're kind
The
of.
only thing I've got in it really, I mean, I've got lots of really useful talents that I don't seem to have skills that really sort of help me to use them. But apart from that, I do have orientation, which means that at least I can say, no, that's true north. So if you're heading this way. So that might be like, I mean, you might want to throw that in, Kevin, as maybe
If you were navigating, I think that would be helpful. But because you're following tracks, it's a different skill set that you're looking for.
Sure.
Do you have training in outdoor survival, or is it a?
Yeah. I've got a whole 7 advances. In
It's
it.
a basic anyway, outdoor.
Oh, is it? Okay, so you could hunt then if you wanted.
Okay,
While you're
do that
traveling?
if you like.
And you got a bow, don't you, Rudy?
Yeah.
And you got the hunter's eye talent, so it's a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Synergy.
Put that sucker to use.
Okay.
Let's go.
Then let's do the ancillary task first, and then we'll figure out about the tracking last, because that seems like the most consequential. Figuring out where the hell you're going. So, Rudy, would you give us? Let's see here. Okay, you do get a bonus because of the terrain. This game is incredible.
Well, we need it. All of them. We designed this party to be outdoor survivalists.
All right, let's see. It's the travel.
Poor thought.
I
Be a
ignore all
walking
movement
pseudo for us.
penalties. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the modifier table. For this 124. Thank you, game. All right. Oh, great. Okay. So for hunting, -1 success level.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's a net 0 for Rudy?
Wait, let me see here. Yeah, because the deep forest, so it'd be a net 0 modifier, and then it is a challenging task. So, Rudy, whenever you are ready.
So straight challenging, sure. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oops.
This will set the tone for the whole rest of the session, I have no doubt.
Have I got an SL bonus on this? Did you say?
You do not. No, because it nets out. Look at that. There you go.
We're in. There you go.
All right.
It's this way.
Well done.
Enough food to keep 2 people fed for a day for every success level of the test. So, enough for 2 people. Maybe a hare, like a big jackrabbit or something. So, Thognoth, you are giving us the perception check.
I am. I'm trying to figure if I don't know. I think he'd probably have his helmet off for this. I mean, eventually he's going to figure out that maybe, it doesn't always pay to have it on at all times.
Yeah, it's a good because there is actually a -1 success level to it from the terrain because you're making your way through effectively like deep and twisted woods.
-1s. Challenging?
Challenging as well, yeah.
-1 success level.
Do you have a bonus from anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I have night vision, which doesn't apply. It's my only vision thing. The only kind of, I believe. So here we go.
Nice, look at that.
Yeah, so it's actually
Fabulous.
+1 because I have that -1 SL.
Okay.
So it's a marginal success, I guess.
Okay. So success means the party are given advanced warning of any adverse travel events. If you guys think that I'll, be able to resist a random encounter table.
Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, Thognoth is below the vegetation line, but he still keeps a good eye.
Good stuff. All right, and then Talther, you're keeping an eye out for Vasa.
Yes.
So that is a challenging outdoor survival. Let me see if there's a -1 success level for the woods, for deep forest. Critical success.
Yeah, look at that.
Nicely done.
Wow.
Who's a water priest?
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. Yeah, return fire, John.
It's like that time I was getting ready for a triathlon in, yes, we know. Thank you. Alan. No, it's great roll. So the crit. I'm open to a pitch for what you think the crit might be.
I think it just might outset that -1 SL bonus. I just find enough water.
Oh, yeah, you got a -1. Let me think on that, because a crit doesn't affect the success or failure of it, but it can have like a corollary impact on it. Let me think about that. Alwyn,
we definitely need to boil the water first.
Yeah, it's just rife with parasites. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that that's what it is. Is that you know that you're going to need to prepare it. That's what will give you for the critical success. So it was a fail. You did find water. It is infested, but the bloody flux will have to wait for another day
Just
to
take my
manifest.
digestive tonic and pour it in as I boil it, just to make sure it's...
Yeah. And then Alwyn, so you are tracking. Now, you were not successful in marking the trail last time, is that right?
No, unfortunately not.
So you do you're making this at average then?
Okay, average. The only
Oh, and
problem...
hold up, is there, for the woods,
Oh.
no modifier?
Okay. But I have got -10 because I'm fatigued, unfortunately. Yeah. Just missed out there.
Yeah, barely. Did you want to fortune that?
I'm going to give it another go, I think.
Got
See
it.
if I can do any better than that.
There you go. Beautiful.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. So then let's talk about It's going to take a little while to get the muscle memory used to not reaching to the wrong side for where my mouse is.
Yeah.
I've already done like 3 or 4 times. All right. Then we get to roll an event. Guys. So would Thognoth give us a D10 roll, please?
Solid.
That's interesting. Does anyone have any lores related to nature or like old magic or anything like that?
I have geology. I can throw that in the hopper.
I've got theology in Manon, but unless it's like a holy site, I don't think my talent will come into play.
Okay.
No, I've just got Norland.
Yeah, and I've only got my loose local one.
Or local,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit loosey.
Yeah, that's not going to... it's good to remember that one's not going to apply. Okay, so then, if you have Norland as a chance, why don't you give us a... what's the stage down? Give us a difficult... Yeah, -10. Norland one. Thank you. Yes.
It's all right, yeah. I can roll it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll spend a point.
Yeah, love it. Okay.
I will spend a point because, I'll do it on the sheet for now. If I need to chase a token or something. 3. Do that again. Norland. -10. Yeah,
very nice.
I've got something for you guys.
Look at that.
Okay. So...
Nice.
All right, so you guys are making your way through here. I'm just trying to decide how to present this. So, Thognoth is keeping an excellent eye out as the scout in here. So this does play to your spotting problems when they come up, Thognoth. As you're making your way along, Alwyn is exhausted, but following the correct path. He and Astrid are making their way along, and I think it's during one of your, breaks along the trail. Forgive me, you did not leave Errant behind, right? You brought him with you?
Correct.
Okay, so you're all traveling, and you've sat down. You can see that Errant is looking a little weary as well. He's happy to have the break. And Thognoth, what you can see is there are 5 kind of like they are black-colored small birds. They're not like ravens or crows or anything like that. They're small little, songbirds, I guess. They have a... It's weird. They have a red tuft on their chest, and they have these like yellow bills that go down to kind of a greenish point. And this is maybe the second break of the morning as you're making your way along, and these things have been following you for at least the last hour. And you mean following, like it's 5 of them that are kind of repositioning and repositioning and repositioning. These things have been watching you as you're going along. And it may be your imagination, but they do seem to be chattering to one another. They're sort of talking back and forth, looking at each other. You can't overhear what they're saying, but they do seem to be discussing things in the way that all of them seem to be watching you from whatever perspective they are in. It's your feeling that they are following you and monitoring your progress. And if you happen to mention that to Rudy, Rudy's like, wait, what? What birds are following us? We're close to the Lorelorn here. And Rudy, what you would know is, well, maybe I'll whisper it to you and I'll let you put it in your own words. Let's see here.
I like that.
Here you go.
Yeah, those are not just birds. There's something that we know we call spites, and the name is a clue. Spites, wood spirits. They haunt this part of the forest, or is certainly deeper into the forest, which we're on the outskirts of now. And sometimes the nearby woods, and as such, they're not to be trusted. Whether they're operating alone or something is using these spites to keep an eye on us, I can't say. But
you got a marginal success. Do you have a question about them, Rudy? That I can answer for you.
Well, I suppose my question would be that is, would I think that they could be servitors to something else?
Yeah, I mean, what you've heard, and I imagine Alwyn is particularly kind of peeked up at this, like, whoa, Elflor, hello? What they often are is, well, sometimes they are servitors to older and more significant spirits, like tree men, for instance, or some of the guardians of the Lorelorn. They may be agents of them. They also may just infest a place in the same way that, like, dryads or nymphs might. They may have a part of the forest that is just theirs. What you can tell, and maybe you've already come to that conclusion, the horrific mauling that would have occurred to lead to that thing, there's absolutely no way that these things would be directly related to that. So having spotted them, though, you know that this is not their natural form, Rudy. So having spotted them, you certainly can try and avoid them, but it will take you off the trail, because they seem to have been following you for the last hour.
I could try and lead you away from them, or we could. Yeah.
I don't want to leave these tracks. I'm struggling to follow them as it is.
Yeah.
And
Rudy,
my eyes are becoming weary.
You think they're doing someone else's bidding?
Maybe.
Or
yeah, I think so. Or at least they are typically, and I'll whisper it almost nervously in case they can hear, they're typically malicious.
But they're small. Are they that dangerous?
That's not their form. I'm not very. I don't have a great deal of depth of knowledge here. I just know that that's not their form, and they could become something else.
Yeah, they are small, but it's the in addition to little malicious tricks and things like that that you would expect from, not necessarily a red cap, because they're not going to intentionally murder you, but, people being beset by, if you get lost in the woods, it's easy for despair to set in. It's a natural kind of feeling, but there's also, it's said that spites can influence that too. So the negative emotions that you would feel, confusion, despair, fear, all of that is potentially something they can do. However, they also tend to be knowledgeable of wherever they are. And the Aeonir, the Wood Elves, are not, they're not at odds with the spites.
Do we have a way of communicating with them, do you think?
And do you speak the Elvish language I've already forgotten?
Oh.
I think this has come up a few times.
It's come up a bunch of times, and I said I was going to remember it last time, and then I immediately did not, and I'm once again thinking of the Shadowrun Elvish language.
Trying to find where they are.
Languages.
Oh,
They may have seen this creature that haunts this wood, or may have seen where the elves were taken, or...
exactly. I mean, maybe they could even guide us to the place. They might enjoy the spectacle of what may occur.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And if only I could find out what languages I could speak. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Oh, no good. Just Norse.
Languages on page 125 of the CRB.
Yeah, Eltharin. I know you guys were thinking it's Sparathiel, which is what it is in Shadowrun, but it's not, guys. It's Eltharin. It's definitely not Sparathiel.
Fair enough.
And by continually saying that, it's definitely not preventing me from remembering it.
Right.
Yep, Eltharin.
We might need this as a handout in the Roll20.
The language.
Or someone to learn the language, so we'd have to...
Yeah, seriously.
Although by that time I'll forget again. You guys, I speak Eltharin. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right. Stop throwing that nonsense at me.
Exactly. Do you speak Sparathiel or not? All right. So then, what? This is just during one of your breaks throughout the day. Because of Thognoth's good roll, you can easily find a way to go around, but it will likely add to the time and potentially make you have to navigate instead of track.
Well, or do we just press on and ignore them?
I mean, would it mean I'd have to track again? I mean, that tracking roll, how long would that last? Will that last a sort of day or until we lose the tracks? Or
well, if you're going off of the track, then you're going to have to navigate because you're not following tracks at that point. You'd be trying to navigate back to a point. If you can get yourself back, if you can then navigate, if you go off track, and then literally and figuratively, and then navigate your way to where the fallen trees were, you could then potentially pick up the track again and track rather than navigate. But
I am worried that we'd lose the tracks and not be able to pick them up again. Whereas if we continue as we are, we should be able to keep on route.
Rudy and Thognoth, why don't you give us an intuition check, please, at average.
All right.
Okay. So, Thognoth, Rudy's told you about this stuff, told you about theirs, these things are allied with tree men, then there's reason to, and not to say these ones necessarily are, but if they would be, tree men fought on the side of the elves during the War of the Axe and the Beard, right? Or War of the Beard. you would think they would be pretty hostile towards dwarves just from long memories. But they're not. Like, they're following you and they're talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making themselves pretty obvious to you. Like, surely if they're magic, forest spirits, you'd never see them, despite your legendary keen senses.
Indeed.
What do you make of that?
Indeed, the more I think about it, I'm a bit surprised. I could spot him. Despite my obvious dwarven abilities at keen eye, this is their home territory. Wouldn't surprise me if they could have stayed hidden from us the whole time.
Do you think there's any use in us trying to communicate with them by some sort of sign language, or pointing to the tracks and the classic pointy ear sort of gestures? See if they're able to assist us in any way.
Yeah.
We could try to display that we're friends with the elves by, showing our daggers, maybe. Non-hostily, of course.
For those listening at home as well, too, we're using a new computer today. I apologize. I forgot to turn the notification sounds off, so we may have viewers who are constantly looking to see why their computers made a noise. So I apologize for that. I will correct that between now and our next stream. So.
Yeah, I think that's potentially a good idea. So I'm going to sort of gesture or wave them towards us. I'm going to look in their direction and sort of gesture, wave them to come towards us to see if they react.
Okay.
See if they come any closer.
Yeah.
Give us a charm check, please,
Charm.
Alan. And you can do that at average.
Oh, I've got
Look at
fatigue
that.
as well, haven't I? Does that affect all skills?
I think it does.
Yeah. So that's actually like,
You're a little grumpy, just a
Level
little
10.
bit.
Tired. You're just tired.
Get over here.
I think I would be sort of doing that, to be honest, because I'm sort of getting a bit annoyed now of tracking. This is the third time we've been tracking along this path. So I will be sort of, come on. And I think I would also use Talfa's advice, and I'd be holding the elven dagger, not holding it by I'd sort of have my hand on the blade and sort of displaying it rather than sort of holding it like you would normally hold a dagger. But
Brandishing.
yeah, sort of almost displaying it to show.
Oh, the elven thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and pointing down at the footprints on the floor.
Don't you guys have that
Whatever.
clasp as well?
I think someone had one of those, didn't they? I don't think we all had daggers, did we?
No, the dagger's the clasp. For your... You each had a clasp that marked you as an elf friend?
Oh, do we? We each got one of those?
I thought at least somebody did.
I think we had one to show.
Yeah,
when
I
we
would have
got
said
there,
one,
didn't
but I could be wrong.
Okay. They put it on the dwarf out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah, because he need it.
we? Yeah. Reinforcement.
Down.
Yeah.
Should I write it down? I don't think I'm the one that got it, but
Well, if you
It might have
haven't
been
got
Alwyn. Alwyn was the most,
I think it was that one.
elven, whatever the word
I
is
should
for...
I should have that on my cloak then, I guess.
you're kind of our
Where
token
you-
elf, sort of the.
Okay.
I have an
I've
elf
got the
bow.
rubber ears that I wear
Quasi elf.
when I'm doing my
I
cosplay.
don't know if holding an elf bow signifies anything.
I've got a bow as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the birds kind of... Oh, I guess first off, are you sticking with that roll then?
I could.
Go on.
Roll again. It could get worse as usually does.
Big decision. Don't mess
Bring
this
him in.
up.
Bring him in.
You saw Rudy
Yeah.
killed it when he did it.
Yeah, that's not making it any easier, Sean.
Do you want me to keep talking? I could just keep going.
No, I'm just gonna roll it and stop listening to you. Minus 10. Here we go. Yeah.
Critical success. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at that. Incredible. Okay, so I think what we'll do, guys, we did start late because we were getting the computer set up, and by we, I mean I was. Let's take our mid-session break right now, then we'll come back and see what the Spites have to say with this elf friend. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Sorry. All right. So we're just... Oh, we're just waiting for Darren. Hey, everybody at home. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your Saturday, or continuation if you're in a later time zone. Oh, George says he hasn't heard any pings or whatnot. Maybe I'll go back and listen and see if that... maybe the computer sounds don't show up on the stream.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice, because then I one less thing I need to make a change for. So then, guys, Alwyn, you have stepped forward. You've got your elf clasp on and holding out your elf bow or your dagger.
Yeah, I've got my bow on my back, whether they're able to notice that. But
Okay. And I think, Rudy, you have your bow out, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the four of them sort of take flight and begin sort of fluttering around one another as they get a little closer. And four of them will take up position in kind of again nearby trees, low-hanging branches. And they're not very big. Like they're they're the size of a robin or a. I'm trying to think what would be. Forget my ignorance. Does Britain have robins? Or is it a North American bird only? Yeah. Okay.
no.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I realize now the swallow would have been the go-to British joke for this, I suppose, but that'll save us the laden, unladen discussion. So the four of them just kind of flitter around and take a position on some low-hanging branches, very small ones. The reason I mentioned the size, because they're very small. One of them seems to sort of move into a bush, and then almost as suddenly what you see step out is a maybe 4 inches tall, what looks to be it might be related to an elf, if it was not that it had a thick breast of black feathers that make up what would be like a tunic or a cassock or something like that. It has a little spear with a kind of a sharpened acorn on the end. It has kind of like ruddy blondish hair that sort of goes to dark greenish tips in it, and it looks up at you with eyes that are reminiscent of the yellow of the birds that you saw. And it steps out and looks up at you, and it says something in a language that unfortunately you do not understand. You don't speak Eltharan, do you?
No,
No?
I've not heard of such a language.
No Sparathiel either? No? Okay. So then, unfortunately, whatever it is saying to you, it's in a language that you don't understand.
I sort of shake my head and sort of give a gesture that I don't understand.
It keeps repeating one word, and it's gesturing. But by the way, it also has kind of like, imagine something that has sort of the look of like butterflies' wings, but it has a tiny little feathers on it as well. It's not insectoid. It has kind of a feathered quality to it. And it's the same like black quality with red highlights that the breast of the other birds have. So he comes out and he gestures and he flits sort of and lands as easily as what one of the birds may have at a place nearby. And he's gesturing now. And you think he's pointing at your class when he keeps saying a word over and over.
And I sort of point at it and sort of look for confirmation that he says the same word or...
Yeah. He nods, he adds another word to it, and then gestures to you. And he's got a quizzical look on his face. The other birds, you would guess them as agitated. They're not like taking off, they're not in flight and moving around, but they're definitely kind of like shifting from one foot to the other and sort of chirping to one another as they go.
So I shall do my best to sort of do some sign language of some sort. So I sort of point at my eyes and sort of... The classic sort of looking around, and then I point to the tracks on the floor, and then point back to the clasp.
There's a little kind of like big-eyed, wide-eyed recognition on this little fella's face, and he nods and he kind of gestures further down the track.
Oh,
What, the way we're going?
ah.
Then he flits down to the ground. He overturns his little acorn spear and begins kind of drawing something out on the ground. And there's chittering amongst the birds. And he's turned back and saying something. But now when he speaks, it sounds like a bird's call.
Okay.
So he calls that and he draws on the ground. And what you would guess he's trying, it's something large and it's some kind of four-legged animal, and it's tough to tell whether he might be trying to draw like a pig or a sow or a boar, or he might be trying to draw a bear.
Okay.
And he points down and then gestures back at the trail once again, too. At this thing and then back at the trail.
And how many elves were in the camp? 6, wasn't it? Was it 6?
I think so.
Yeah. So I'll sort of go towards where he's drawn this. Give him a bit of chance to back off or whatever if he feels like he wants to back off.
Yeah, he'll flit back up to the tree. Not just one of the bushes nearby.
And I'll sort of draw, basically 6 sort of matchstick sort of men. And I'll try and sort of make them the same sort of height as his drawing. And say, again, sort of looking and pointing at the sort of 6 figures. And maybe put a sort of light cross through the creature, like,
Yeah.
and sort of gesturing to our weapons.
Okay. He turns back to the birds and he makes a call on the bird sound, and there's sort of chittering amongst them for a bit. Then he flits back down and he gestures at you with his hand and then kind of stabs at the drawing of the creature with his spear. And looks up at you like, yeah?
Yeah, and I sort
I'm
of
sort of-
grab the end of my bow.
Yeah, same.
And I sort of gesture to the others, and I've got the knife. Yeah. And with the knife, without getting any closer to him, I obviously just sort of give a stabbing sort of gesture and then put it back away.
Okay. He turns back and mutters to them, and all the birds sort of flit down, and then like it happens faster, or it happens so quickly or out of sight. It's a kind of like sleight of hand thing where they flap down, and then suddenly what was a bird is another one of these little spikes that is standing there. So that now there are 5 of them on the ground, all of kind of indeterminate gender as well too. They've got that kind of androgynous look to them. They are what Rudy could tell you too. Like they're spirits. They're not creatures of flesh, really. And they're all sort of chattering at you now in this language that you don't speak. If only Alwyn had picked up a Shadowrun supplement, he could have understood Sparathio. But they're gesturing at this thing, and they're all kind of talking at you right now, trying to add in further information.
And I'll just sort of shrug and just shake my head. I'm just trying to get across that I don't understand what they're saying.
So one of them turns to them and points, does a gesture at their head that you're guessing is probably not flattering to you.
Yeah. I won't worry about it.
Then they turn back and...
I mean, I'll say something to them so they sort of understand where I'm coming from, because if they don't speak my language, it's sort of, well, yeah, you don't speak my language, I don't speak your language, so I'll say, I don't understand you, can you help us? And so I assume they don't understand that.
They all kind of realize that, you're trying to understand more, so they all look together, they sort of put their arms on each other and talk to one another. Then they break. One of them is suddenly, when they break, you realize one of them is a bird once again, and he kind of hops back and flits up into a tree. The remaining 4 get together, and they're now pantomiming being like a hunting group, kind of walking along, and they're doing it in such an exaggerated way that it's unclear whether it's because of the nature of the spites or because they think you need something very clear to follow along. And then they say the bird suddenly comes flapping down back among them, and they all kind of like, and all kind of run around in panic as the bird kind of hops around among them. The 4 of them then turn and kind of like pretend like they're running in one direction. One of them breaks off and suddenly has 2 little like shoots of a weed that he sends up, and the bird comes by and hits the 2 weeds, and then he shakes them and they fall down, and the 3 who are pretending to run suddenly stop and turn and kind of run back, and the bird hops after them. And then they all sort of stop dead, and I'll look up at you to see if you're following.
And I'm sort of nodding, and I'm pointing to the sort of ones that are running, and I'll sort of gesture,
I think Ruthar will give them a bit of an applause. He rather enjoyed that, and he's sort of chewing on some beef jerky. And
one of the spikes begins bowing, and the other one's like hits him and says something like, "We're trying to be serious here. Come on." And what they then do, they turn and they're pointing at the bird and saying something, but again, like it's not quite clear what they're saying. But then they sort of stop and think, and one of them is like about to lose his fucking mind. Like he's so angry that you're not understanding this. So the others are sort of calming him down. What Rudy could tell you, these things are in the same way they can engender emotional states and things like that in travelers. They are kind of creatures beholden to those emotional states too. So these may be something that is the embodiment of irritation and frustration. It is quite comical the way that they're pouting, though. So he goes off and is being nurtured by another one. The one who you initially spoke to, who maybe if there was a leader among such a chaotic band, there was one, he stops and he's trying to get you to understand, and then he kind of goes over to the bird, and he takes the oh. So there was another beep. Did you hear that? George, turn off all notifications. There we go. Hopefully that will not show up again. He then does is he kind of goes over and he stands next to the bird and he looks up at you, Alwyn, and he points at the bird and he points at himself. And he points at himself, he looks at you, and then sort of pretends to sort of walk around in a little circle and then comes back. And he has a normal look in his face. And then he looks at the bird, and he grabs into sort of the tuft and pulls one of the red feathers out of the center of his breast, which causes the bird to sort of like chirp back, and he says something that probably is not nice back to the guy. He gestures, and then he says, holds up the little feather, points at the bird, he points back to himself, and then he stuffs it in his little breast. And he goes and acts as if he's really mad. And then he proceeds to make the same little circle, but he's stomping and making it seem as if he's that. He then looks up at you. He grabs the feather from under his little tuft, pulls it out again, and holds it up at you. Now he's looking at you like, did you understand?
So he's taken something from the creature, got angry, and then I don't know if I'll look to the others and see if anyone's got any ideas.
He sees it, and he holds up the feather again and starts hitting the ground and sort of like tapping the ground with the feather. And he points back to the bird, he points back. And he gestures around to the forest as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he means it's been injured, or there's any way of finding it, tracking it. Has anyone else got any ideas what they're trying to communicate?
I thought they were trying to mime what happened.
Yeah, originally, but I meant this new circling the creature and taking the feather from him.
Yeah.
Is that a way of attracting it, or tracking it, or intimidating it, or is it
He sees you're
injured?
not getting it, so he calls the others over, and he gets them to line up. So there are now 3 of them. The one is still sulking. There's 3 of them. There's the bird. So he goes over and mimes the feather coming off of the bird, the red one, hitting him, and he stomps around in the same circle again. He then turns and hits the one next to him with the bird, with the red feather. He kind of asks, like, what are you doing? He says something back, and he's like, He then and stomps around in a circle with the first guy. He then gets him to pass the feather to the other one, and now there's 3 of them miming an angry little stompy routine through.
So do you think I'll ask the group, do you think they're trying to imitate the creature so that it doesn't attack them or something? Or are they pretending to... You know, they took the feather off of him, or it's controlled it in some way?
You think the feather's a part of the creature?
Yeah. I think the bird is to represent the creature because it was coming down hunting them and they all ran away from it. But now,
the feather, you think?
I don't know if
maybe it represents blood or something, or injury.
maybe something's infected them and made them gone a bit mad. The elves.
Kind of what I'm thinking.
Fear?
You know,
Maybe
because
fear?
do you remember me and Fognoff when we were travelling up the path? We come across this goo, this ooze or whatever it was near the tree. Do we think it's made them like lose control of their senses or something? Maybe, because that's a long way away from where we are at the moment, so we can't use it.
And the pantomiming was of anger, Kevin?
Pantomime was of anger, yeah.
Hmm.
You guys were talking about it last time as well, too, but what was the... You've come across at least one instance of unreasonable and uncontrolled
Rage.
anger.
Yeah, like in the village.
The Red Dreams in Salzenmund.
True. A while ago, yeah.
So, yeah, while I'm looking at them and they're looking at me, have I got anything that would represent that goo? I don't think I have. But,
You did try and collect it, but or thought to try and collect it, but you didn't have anything to...
yeah, I put it on the end of a stick to have a look at it, but I'd have thrown that away a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I shall...
If only you had a tureen the size and shape of a dwarven head that you could carry liquids in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't work out what it actually did, that stuff. I'd
No,
hate
it was
to
probably for the
damage Fognoff's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should give them the classic elf symbol of the sort of pointy ears, and
they nod.
and I'll say, well, I'll picture something sort of hitting myself, and then sort of confused sort of look and getting angry, and then pointing down to their picture of the creature that he drew previously.
Yeah. The lead one kind of runs. He's excited that you seem to be getting it. He runs forward and he gestures holds the feather. He gets it back from the third guy. Runs over, holds the feather over the thing, and then sort of like hits himself with the feather. And then pantomimes being angry again.
I'll just sort of shake my head, to gesture yes. Understand.
He then sort of like gestures to the north with his spear, as if to say, like, out there.
I'll point to, all of them, and I'll sort of gesture out, and I'll point at them, point in the north. Can you show us?
They all sort of look at each other, and there's and they gesture at the thing, and he calls everybody over. So all of them kind of come over. Suddenly, there's not a bird anymore. There's just 5 spites now. Yeah. He brings them all over, and he whispers to them. And then he comes, or says something to them, doesn't whisper, you can't understand what he's saying anyway. He turns back and he points up at you like, watch. He gestures down with the spear of or his little acorn spear at the drawing of whatever this creature is. And then he holds out the feather towards it, and then sort of gestures back towards him, and all of them kind of go, and all start racing around like a little, pantomime of a raging mob.
Yeah. So at that point, I think I'll just take my bow off over my shoulder, wherever it is, and I'll sort of gesture that, and then I'll point at the creature.
They all stop there doing, the one who is angriest the longest is the last one to do it. It's like, fucking knock it off. And then they say, yeah, they're all nodding their heads.
And I'll point again to the picture, and then I'll take a few steps back, and I'll again sort of represent shooting
Yeah.
Sort of keep your distance.
They all nod. But then he holds up the feather, the red feather that he had, and he points at the thing, and he shakes it in your direction and points at you with a spear. And then sort of gestures to all of you. The spear lingering a little longer on the dwarf.
What's your
Then you hold up the
takeaway, Owen? Am I being insulted?
Hand to axe.
He's saying that
Charge. Sorry.
I think what he's saying is if we attack it with melee weapons and, you know, swords, axes, spears, if any of the goo that comes out of this creature touches you, it'll drive you mad, potentially, or cause some confusion, or, yeah, you won't be yourself. If that's a permanent thing, I'm not sure, or maybe that's why they haven't returned and they're under some sort of influence or control or whatever. But yeah, I think we got to try and keep our distance from this creature, is what they're trying to tell us.
It seems like a bad sign that, I mean, you'd think the elves, being archers, would have the best shot at that, and didn't seem to work for them.
I think maybe they were caught unawares and they had their spears to hand and thought, you know, defend yourself without realizing.
Recently fought alongside elves who are not warriors too. I mean, you've got direct experience that being a hunter, while there may be some transferable skills, that doesn't make you a warrior.
Yeah, maybe they've not come against such a challenge before. Yeah. This creature seems very strong, very powerful, and potentially clever, the way it's set a trap for people. Or an ambush. Yeah,
like that's to recognize a trail that something's following and then to cut it off, like that's well beyond any animal. Those of you who have any measure of outdoor training, outdoor survival training, it's well beyond any natural creature.
So with that, I'll communicate that to the group so they can obviously see us communicating, talking, and I shall sort of give them a nod or a slight bow, and I'll give them the sort of, you know, a sort of joining hands and trying to sort of thank them.
Namaste. Rudy, just because of your background and you rolled well before, I think you would know that these things are typically bribed. Like one of the ways that spites are sort of pacified. This is a very different circumstance than anything you've heard of with spites, but they are often just like food or, you know, shiny things or whatever. If you do want to try and secure, you need not do so because they clearly wanted to talk to you, and we're happy to do so with elves, but with friends of elves. But that is typically how you deal with such creatures.
Have you got any knowledge of what they might, other than food, what they might like? I mean, we can give them some food, but is there anything else?
Sparkly things.
You think sparklies? I mean, I've only got brass pennies. Do you think they would? I'll get a brass penny out and sort of gesture towards one of them with it.
I'll give them a silver coin each.
Or if you got silver, then.
I think that they seem to react equally to either of them.
Right.
They sort of like stuff it in their whatever the feather cassock is, and then it seems to disappear, and like it's quite obvious that there's no pockets in there or whatnot.
So were 4 or 5 of them?
5 of them.
5 of them. Yeah. So I mean, if Rudy's give one of them a silver one, I'll give the other 4 these bronze ones. So I'll give them 1 each. I'll sort of gesture to give them 1 each.
They are. I mean, it's difficult to tell with such mercurial things, but they do seem to be pleased. They then sort of 4 of them sort of are birds suddenly and sort of flit up into the woods, leaving only the one behind, who seems to be who you were talking to before. And he looks up at you and he gestures with his spear up the trail.
Right.
And I nod, and I again look at the tracks, and I start heading in that direction, and just sort of nod as I sort of walk on towards it.
He, in a display of, it'd be cute if it wasn't quite so fearsome, but like you can kind of see where the malicious nature of this thing comes, because he makes a little cry out as he sinks into the his acorn spear into the drawing. And it goes a good chunk into, I mean, it's tiny little spear into it, but hits into there and kind of looks up at you with his little elven-style face twisted in fury. And then he sort of like, cheers that you're going to be going forward. And then there's suddenly a bird that kind of flits up into the forest.
Yeah. And then I just say to the rest of the group, we're on the right track. They've confirmed that they're this way, along with that creature by the sounds of it. And we need to try and keep our distance if that's possible. So we need to keep our eyes peeled and, our bows drawn, those that have got them.
Okay. I'm going to give you a fortune back as well, because you did a lot of the heavy lifting in the role-playing in that one. So with...
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
I think I might. I'll just say to the group, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shadow you. So I'm going to head off a short way and follow you. I'm going to follow you from the forest.
Or behind us? Or yeah.
Kind of at sort of like 3:00. And the idea being that if we encounter anything, I'll be an extra surprise. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'll be an extra surprise.
Try and draw it away, or
exactly, or strike it when it's not expecting.
But make sure you keep in eyes distance.
Yeah, I'll keep close.
He's going to survive to tell the next party.
Yeah.
So then, Rudy, why don't you give us a challenging? What is it? It's not outdoor stealth. It's rural stealth, right?
Okay, this is where it all goes wrong.
So you're thinking you should...
It is a contested roll, though. So the way, however well or bad you roll, right? Just remember that it's.
And I'm using Rover.
Okay.
Which I'll just.
I don't know. We had 2 dogs in this campaign. Oh wait. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, love it.
Anyway, just so you know, that's what I've got. But let me just roll this thing.
Okay. Using stealth in a rural environment, bystanders do not get passive perception stuff. Okay.
They've got to actually be actively looking.
Yeah, actively looking for you. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Great. That's a cool one. All right. Then Rudy sort of fades into the forest, feeds the forest. Dragged down by spikes.
Flip right there.
Yeah.
So, Alwyn, you don't think we should approach it? Is that what you're saying?
Well, when we find it, I think ideally you don't use an axe against it. You remember that goo we saw on the side of the path?
Aye.
I think that may be causing some sort of temporary or even permanent effect on one's mind. It looked like they were trying to reenact the elves may have gone mad in some way or angry, similar to that red mist we saw in that man in the bar.
Keep my distance, eh?
As much as possible, or at least keep that shield between you and that creature.
That's not my habit, so I thought I'd make it find out to be clear.
What do you think happens to the group
in the situation? But
yeah, if Thognoth was possessed by the same ungovernable rage that guy in the bar was, how do you think that would work out for everyone?
Not good.
We've just got to run faster than he can. That's what I think at that stage.
Yeah.
No short leg comments, please. We've heard enough. Short leg.
All right. So by midday, what you realize as well is that when you guys get up and get ready to go, Aaron has nodded off. He missed the entire thing.
Okay.
So you can hit him
I'll have
and
to explain to him on the route.
So with all right, sprites, really?
Yes. Can we see him still, the birds, or are they?
No, they've gone. They seemed eager to talk to you. It's curious, like, how long do you think they've been following you, too? It's only been the last hour that Thognoth has been aware that they've been following.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, you guys said you found a holy place yesterday. That might have got their attention.
That's true.
Or they came looking for the elves in the camp, and they may have even travelled the whole morning.
Mm-hmm.
Either of those could be the case. You know that Rudy, in addition to the older spirits, the old faith, and what those mynheers are used for in that religion, those seem to have associations with spites as well.
Mm-hmm.
They are primordial spirits. And it's rare to have primordial spirits that don't have a sinister, corrupt connotation to them in this world. So, Aaron says, do you think they're trying to trick us, though?
I don't think so this time. Although, cannot be sure, but they seem to spend quite a lot of time and effort to get the message across. And they did react to the elven sort of weapons and trinkets that we carry. So maybe they are friends of those elves.
Mm-hmm.
And they're worried about them. Or they want to rid the forest of this creature.
What kind of creature could do this, then? I've never heard of anything in this. I've served for only a few years with the Kreutzfelds, but... Wait, no, he served the Durnbox, didn't he?
I think so.
No, he served the Kreutzfelds because he knew about Jakob's condition, right? He says, I've never heard of anything like this in these woods. Is it a bear gone mad? A boar gone mad?
I think a boar wouldn't be big enough to do what we saw with the trees.
So what then?
Something that doesn't belong here.
Have we ever heard of creatures being mutated in any way and going, strange?
I mean,
Is it possible?
Touch of the ruinous powers, most certainly. The legends of the woods being filled with all sorts of beastmen. And they are horrible corruptions that have persisted in sinew and muscle and hate that fill many woods around them. Just this being so close to the Lorelorn, you would think that it would be free from such corruption.
Mm.
But what Aaron says, what they say about the mutants, do you think that's true then? That they are agents of corruption, devotees of the ruinous powers, and that their corruption is spreading?
Well, it's got to come from somewhere. It's as likely as any other reason for these mutants, as we call them.
Indeed.
Someone is orchestrating this and leading these mutants in their will. They're controlling them in some way for some sort of end.
I served alongside a man who served near Norska, and the beasts of the wastes, creatures of chaos, are not only were they seemingly unstoppable, defeating them brought corruption on those who fought them, too. It's a shame we did not have the Sigmarites with us. They are keen in dealing with such things.
Mm. They may be facing mutants elsewhere, but it would be useful to have them at our side now. You're quite right about that.
Such is a lot of a mercenary, hoping for more, making do with what you have. Well, how much longer until we reach your down trees? That's probably another like 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe a couple of hours if we keep this pace. I think we need to push on. With that, I'll sort of stride ahead.
Okay. And Rudy sort of fades into the forest. And Thognoth is aware of where Rudy is. Because of the contested roll, your roll from, I think you got 1 level of success, didn't you? Once again, I'm reaching the wrong place for the fucking mouse. You got 1 level of success in your intuition, but that was at average. So, so you actually, when you both fail, the tiebreaker is your skill, isn't it?
I think it's whoever's got the highest, is it?
Skill. So your intuition is that was intuition, not perception. Hold up.
I think you made your perception.
Perception was success with 2. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so you're aware of where Rudy is.
I lost 1 because of -1 SL, so it was just a +1.
Oh, okay. Even then, if it was at average, wasn't it? Or it was at challenging?
Yeah, average sounds correct.
No, it was a challenging, so then it's the same as if it was a contested roll. So it's not to say that Rudy's not being incautious, it's that you are keeping an ear out so you know precisely where your ally is. Okay. So in the event that you need to react to anything that is happening with him, you'll be aware of where Rudy is. Then what... for the rest of the next 2 hours seem to be uneventful. And you guys reach the downed trees, and like Telther, for the way it was described to you, this is so much more of a obvious barricade than what was described. This was not simply 2 trees that sort of fell down. You need to scramble over. Like something knocked down 2 ancient trees specifically to block this way.
Jeez.
Yeah. How is Telther feeling right now?
He's a little bit, forced.
Hey, thanks, Robin. Thank you so much. Robin just gave us a super chat. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. I hope your workday is treating you well.
Nice. Yeah, the Telther's, forest spirits and, ancient shrines, and he's out of his element here. This is unknown stuff for him.
So, to get past this fallen thing, it is a challenging athletics test, and those who fail just suffer 1 level of fatigue from strain.
And whoever's got the best chance, maybe take my rope with you to sort of aid the others to scramble up once you're up there.
Climb, right? Is that what we discussed? 46.
Oh, there is a climb, isn't there?
There's a climb, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's climb.
Yeah, it's climb skill, isn't there? Yeah.
GM tried to cheat us out of that climb skill last time, too.
That's true. It's funny, I remember when I was working on... It might have been when I was working on, for the fucking migraine yesterday, I was working on the... What do you call it? Wrath and Glory thing. And there's a climbing thing related to that, too. And it made me think of, which game was I thinking of that had the separate climb skill? But... Yeah. So who wants to take the climb check first?
I'm a 46. What's everybody else?
I'm only 40.
So good, Telther?
I'm at a 30 for climbing.
So good. Rudy?
34.
Oh, surprising. The dwarf. Fair enough. Fair play.
His athletics.
Strong arms pulls you up.
It's off of strength, so that would be that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But he goes, okay, I'll take the rope
Okay.
and go below, catch me. All right, a couple of you, because I've got armor on.
Maybe I should roll out a blanket so we can like take
We'll all,
three ends. of it.
we'll all stand and then just step back as he comes
The old,
down.
the old town fireman, brigade.
It's very heavy. It's very heavy.
Like two of us could like get our hands like ready to throw them up halfway if we we could.
All
Launch.
right.
So go ahead when you're ready, Thognoth. There's a challenging climb check.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't have any climbing gear, do you? No pitons or picks or anything like that?
Climbing kit in your.
I knew those pitons would come in handy at some point.
Yeah, we flash back to you looking them over at the general store.
Yeah.
What
are these for, merchant? What the hell are these for?
When are we ever going to need those? Put them back.
Yeah. I do not. So here we go.
Here we go.
Climb, challenging.
As long as you don't crit failure, it'll be fine. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
He makes it look easy.
With a wink, no less.
Like he remembers the hand and foothold from last time.
Well, I mean, he's an elf friend. Look at him. Look at him climb like that. It's
Did
amazing.
you say that out loud?
I think he just insulted you.
I almost got distracted. Damn it.
So,
Like
Thognoth,
Steve
you're
Irwin.
easily able to clamber your way to the top, and I think we determined last time there's something you could tie the rope to. Do we remember whether we looked up whether there are gear rules for the rope? Like, does it just grant a plus 10 to the skill, or give you plus 1 success level, or what?
I don't remember ever seeing anything that's worth looking.
Yeah, I'm spoiled for all the gear-related bonuses you get in fantasy crafting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And actually, in fairness, I think Soulbound does that as well. Like most gear, if it's listed in your sheet, it has some mechanical reason for being on there. So,
I mean, it says, this is for grappling hook, but there's an example. It says coupled with a rope allows unscalable surfaces to be climbed. That's grappling hook.
oh, okay. Let's say that we'll give you a. Let's make instead of a challenging test, make it at an average test. Who would like to go next? Because it's really just straining yourself is the main consequence.
I'll take it. I'll scale next.
Okay.
We'll try to re-roll that one.
Okay.
Hey, marginal failure.
Okay. 1 level of fatigue for getting your way to the top, Talther.
But I still failed. I can't bump the success up. Okay.
Maybe in 5. Imperium Maledictum allows you to do that, so in 5th edition, maybe.
They just needed our fantasy grade. Give us the action points. The dice. Give those.
Okay. So you get yourself up, and Thognoth helps Talther up. And Talther's just a little winded from having to do that. It's not like climbing rigging. Who's next?
And I'll point out to Talther I think last time I had kind of a view from up there of the trees felled, right? Where like how they went down. So I'll just point so we can see like what we're talking about.
Yeah. There was something smashed out the base of these massive trees and knocked it down in a specific direction.
Don't want to fight whatever did that.
Yeah, we're chasing that. Have a good day, and then I'll go
Jump out, then just jump off and run home.
Rudy or Alwyn, who's next?
Do you want to go next?
No, I don't want to go up there at all.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap the rope round Astrid and ask Thognoth to pull up Astrid. And then
You do
I'll
not
try and
speak
follow behind.
dog, but you can tell that from the look that she is very unimpressed with this.
Yeah.
I'll give her a bit of food as well as I'm doing it, obviously, to try and sweeten the deal a little bit.
Snoot goes up.
Sprites take coins, dogs take treats.
Yeah. So you bring her to the top. Once she's up and she gets herself off, she sort of like alights herself down. I think that's not what a light means, but...
I shall try and climb.
Okay. Alwyn. Average test.
I got -10, and I... All right.
Oh, yeah, because you're already fatigued.
Oh. Yeah, I'll use
Fortune
my
then?
last one. Yep. Because it's already bad. I don't want it to get worse, ideally.
Do it.
Yeah, look at that again.
Beautiful. Okay, no difficulty. You get yourself easily up there. Let me think on that critical success, if there's anything I can offer you. But so you get to the top, and Astrid is already down with Talther. Rudy, you're the last one on the safe side, dangerous side. Who knows? One side of the barrier.
Okay. Is it a climb, did you say?
Climb, yeah, at average.
Okie doke. Let's just do it.
Holy smokes.
Jeez.
You want a fortune then?
Yeah, well, this time I will drop a fortune point on that. There's not an option to re-roll on there. No, I do it again. Climb. Let's go. God.
Okay.
Goodbye. It's been great. It's been great.
It is only just, it's not a crit. A -5 is the, I think it's either -5 or -6 is the equivalent of a crit fail. So you came up to the door of it, but you elected not to knock. So that is only one level of fatigue.
Okay, I'll make a note.
So,
-6 is an astounding failure, yeah.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, an impressive failure. I do hope they don't change that. That is a fun little bit of narrative flourish with the degrees of failure.
Totally.
So, you were all down on the far side of this now, and Alwyn can show you where the ruin that he came across before. I forget, did you guys do anything with the leg? Did you bury it, or did you just leave it where you found it? I can't remember.
I don't recall burying it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think we really mentioned it.
No.
Yeah, we didn't mention it.
I think it was sort of, I think we just left it where we found it. I think it was just evidence, and we didn't really think at the time what to do with it. Because I think we carried on a little way after, didn't we? Yeah, I think we was just a bit sort of confused and put out, and we travelled for about another hour or two and then sort of turned back and give up. So I think we were just rushing ahead.
Right, that wasn't immediately over. That was further forward, right? Like, I think I misspoke. You're not finding the scene of the fight here. You found this, and then it was further up the trails where you found the sign of the fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So do you wish to continue on then? You got about another half day of travel. The chat with the Spites took up some time, but not an extraordinary amount of time.
Yeah, I think what would we leave ourselves normally to make camp of sorts? Would you give it sort of half hour, an hour at the end of the sort of daylight?
Well, you don't want to be fighting daylight to set up camp and make things. Like you're going to want to, unless you're going to force marches, I think 8 hours of travel is the standard.
All right, yeah. So we'll push on to that then.
Okay. So with on the far side, why don't you give us a... Because you're following the same trail here, let's make it an easy track. Check, please.
Okay. Easy. -10.
Nice. Okay, yeah, no difficulty. So you are able to carry on with the track. What is everyone else? Rudy is keeping a distance. Fognoth is keeping watch. Talther, what's going through your mind right now?
Just, we climbing over the trees. The force is starting to wear on him a bit. Starting to get a little bit more nervous because after the sprites and seeing what knocked those trees down, he's a bit more skittish. So probably be looking around, trying to keep an eye out for anything that might be along the way.
Okay.
Has there been any sign or more sign of this creature? Any of the sort of footprints from the creature?
Not beyond what you've seen thus far.
Yeah.
You do remember seeing them at the tree, right? Because they dug in.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they were?
Because they were more hoof-like.
That's right.
Than like clawed feet. So almost like a cow or some sort of
Oxen, maybe.
Yeah, that sort of four-legged sort of creature.
Was their gait as per an animal, or was their gait bipedal as per a humanoid?
Four-legged. 4 hooves, for sure.
4 hooves. Yeah, okay.
But, I mean, you've seen in whatever the, like, terrible street puppet version of a Penny Dreadful is, that there are such a thing as centaurs. And,
oh, yeah.
you know, not, are they called Magnetar's? There's the weird ogre thing, but there's a crossover of ogres and dragons, although they have clawed feet. So.
But our little spite friends also drew a 4-legged creature, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. So, unless they were lying to us, then yeah, I think it's a 4-legged beast. Yeah. Well, push on.
Yeah. The rest of the day's travel, it could very well be just your mind. You know, seeing confirmation of whatever's out there from the spites, hearing about what you're going to be coming across when you reach the remains of the elves. But something feels.
I'm sorry. I'll throw that out there too, Kevin. Just for surprise purposes, just in case, if it helps.
Make it challenging to ignore perception, to ignore surprise. Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's good to be reminded of these the talents. So that's good. I got with John's God thing and your aware thing. When I have a avatar of God arrive, you guys will both be aware of his presence and what exactly is about to happen. So that's great. Yeah. No joke, and then like the jokes aside, that is very helpful because it's nice to be reminded. I think someone else has a sixth sensibility as well.
Yeah, I've got combat aware. I've got the same one as Fognoff. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, excellent. So I know who to take out first. I mean, okay.
You got to take us both out.
Yeah. So when you come across the scene of the fight, what you can find is that it does seem that again, like this forest feels just much more unwelcoming. And Talther, you're probably the one who is the most affected by this just because of your relationship to the woods and whatever. It doesn't want you here, is probably how you would sum up the feeling, Talther. And when, after about another hour of travel, or maybe a little longer, you come across where you found things, you're able to get to where the remains of that foot were, or the leg, the lower part of the leg. And Alwyn, if you're the one who's leading him over there, you hear Astrid yelp and kind of, pull back away from where she was walking at your side. And you need to make a roll, but you can see there are buzzing flies around her. And it's some of the biggest and angriest looking horse flies that you've probably seen, and definitely not something you typically find in a forest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sort of try and...
They're pretty thick around in the direction you're going.
What, towards the leg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we sort of do a very sort of quick sort of bypass of that area and just sort of skirt around them?
You can, but if you want to see the leg again, you're going to have to kind of get in closer to it, just because of imagine what the forest floor is full of here, right?
I think this just proves what the the sprites were telling us. Even these insects seem to have been angered by feasting on the injured party, or the injured body part of the elf. Maybe it's the goo from this creature, or it's infected it in some way.
Top of
shows what effect.
Just take a step back because they're getting close to you as well.
Yeah, I pull out my face mask and like put it around my, just to keep the bugs off of my face.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get any closer to examine that. The remains.
I'll say a little prayer while I'm here. Hopefully, put any spirits to rest. If the elves mind forged them on.
I mean, you would be aware that it's not their god, but. Are you doing anything, sorry? Talter, that is a dice thing, or?
No, I'm just, saying a prayer,
Okay. All right, then. Another hour or so of travel, guys, and you are still following the trail, which seems to be the direction. Well, I guess from the scene of the ambush, what are you trying to follow here? Is it a direction of where the elves went, or a direction of where this thing went?
I mean, are they fairly close together? Is it like the elves are running and the creature's chasing them? Is that what? Well,
this will that'll be a separate tracking check.
What am I following? Yeah, I'm following the elves. That's why I'm trying to follow the footprints of the elves. That's my primary objective, is to find those if I can.
Sure. Give us an average track check, please.
Okay. -10.
Okay, nice roll. You are able to see that they are heading in. For one, they're a bit panicked and they're sort of all spread out, but they seem to go in two different groups that you're able to identify. One of them is heading sort of directly north, and one of them is to the northeast, further away from the human lands and deeper in sort of the wilderness.
What do we think? Do we head further into the forest, do you think? I mean, I don't know if there's any way of knowing what they would do instinctively, and they may be less affected by the creature. Deeper into the forest, maybe, rather the others might have just randomly run off north in their crazy sense. Or
it's already been at least a day since we've seen them.
Yeah, this is the second day, I think. Yeah.
If they're lost and alone and crazed in the woods, they're not going to last much longer.
All I'm saying is, which pair do we follow, or which group do we follow? The ones that have gone north, or the ones that have gone further deeper into that's right, and northeast was further into the forest.
The wilderness. North is still in the forest, but north will eventually lead to the mountains. Northeast will technically, not the mountains, the hills. The northeast will technically sort of eventually lead there, but
just further.
Yeah.
When does it seem to you they're both walking, both running?
I think at this point they're both running. I think they're both trying to escape.
Yeah.
It's just whether one's in a crazed manner or one. I don't know why they split.
From looking around, just for at a glance, Thognoth, the damage that was done to the trees here, it's as if some massive auroch just went nuts here, because there's scouring on the sides of the trees from where a horn or a tusk or something has sort of torn into something. You think of some of the orcish tribes that ride boars as mounts, and that's that, or perhaps some kind of bestial horned creature. There's creatures of chaos that are like that, beastmen, and beastmen is a singular moniker that is used for a infinitely various, kind of horrific creature that can be anything from a minotaur to a lowly gore to any of the more inhuman and animalistic creatures that lie somewhere between. So God knows what the gods, I should say, know what these things might be.
Any sign of the goo? Looking around, any of that goo that Alwyn and I saw?
Give us, I think let's see here.
I'll mention it to Alwyn, you see any of the goo?
What are you saying? Goo. What's it?
Goo.
Goo.
If he chuckles like that, I'm going to give him a look.
I think I was just going to see if there's a separate skill for rooting around. I think it's perception.
Probably.
Yeah. So give us a perception check, please, I think challenging is because there's.
Can we assist in any way? Or
Alwyn was looking for tracks, so if somebody else, perception is a basic skill, so anybody who's got any levels put into their perception skill can assist.
I'll describe it to them, give them a little, what we saw before.
Yeah. Okay.
And as they start looking, I say, but don't touch it.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Talther, Rudy, do you guys have any points in perception?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so it'd be plus 20 to your roll there, Thognoth.
Okay.
As you're spreading everybody out.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
Oh, hey.
So you find it seems as if something grazed this. Someone got a good shot off, because there is actually an elven arrow that is stuck in a tree at a bit of a weird angle. It looks like it may have glanced off of this thing's hide, so it's not dug in, but all along the shaft of this, there is some of this ichor, and it has not emulsified. What's the word I'm looking for?
Coagulated?
Coagulated, thank you. It's not blood, though, so it doesn't necessarily coagulate, but I take your meaning. Yeah, so it's a thick and very viscous, stinking thing. It's not the same pungent odor that oil or petroleum has to it, or lamp oil, but it's not dissimilar. It's like a combination of that acrid chemical smell with the extremely bitter stink of a very unpalatable spice. It is utterly unnatural, and you find a good sampling of this. Someone must have shot through something on its, a soft tissue part of it, to have it gone through and then stuck into the tree here rather than in its flesh. But it's a really good sample. What you saw before must have been a diluted version of whatever this is. You can give us a religion check, Talther, at average.
Theology or Manon?
Theology.
Very good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is most definitely not something of spirit. It is most definitely not something of the gods. This is evidence of the corruption of the ruinous powers. You can ask me one question if you'd like to. It's going to be limited because you got a marginal success. It will be limited to the available evidence, but if you have a question for me, Talther, you can ask that.
Wouldn't even know what to ask there. His powers.
How do you sleep at night, Madison?
Yeah. You could ask which one.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's a reasonable question.
Yeah, let's see if we can narrow it down, because then we might know what kind of
Maybe
stuff we're dealing with. Is it just mutations? Is it like undeath corruption kind of thing, or at least narrow things down.
There are, as a reminder, 4 ruinous powers in the old world. There's Grandfather Nurgle, the god of corruption and disease. There is Tzeentch, who is the changer of ways. Is that right? One who favors magicians. There is Slaanesh, who is the Lord of the Flesh, and he corrupts through want and desire. And then there is someone who's a very simple creature. He doesn't ask for much. What he asks for is blood for the blood god and skulls for the skull throne. Khorne, god of fury and battle. And guys, that brings us to the end of our session. So I'll bring us back to our main screen. What could possibly go wrong with you guys deep in a forest with
Khorne? Some,
blood beast of Khorne lurking in the middle of the forest. So, nice. I believe we give 100 XP. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I think, Alwyn, what is it Resolve is the lesser of the two? Is Resolve and Resilience?
Yeah.
Are you down any Resolve right now?
No, I'm 2 and 2 for Resilience and Resolve.
2 and 2 for Resilience and Resolve. I think I might give you a point of Resilience then. Because you established early on that your character was pretty enamored of the elves and whatnot, and you just spent time parlaying with creatures in service of the elves or connected to the elves in your efforts to save some elves. I think that's a pretty significant personal achievement. So,
nice.
Yeah. And for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 46 of the of our Salt, Silver, and Sin campaign. Thank you again to Rob and to those very generous of you. Thank you very, very much. We hope make that work shift go by quick for you. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, and I fucked up. Our Noble Knight password doesn't expire until Halloween, not the 15th. So if you are unfamiliar, Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and auto-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and auto-print RPGs. If they don't have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code NOBLEMUSER, all caps, all one word. It's listed in the description of the video. It'll save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more through their website. And if they don't have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart, both our stalwart Grim and Perilous heroes and our Grim and Perilous troubleshooters, because they helped me get all of our tech working with the new computer this morning. So thank you very much to Graham, Sean, John, and Darren. I am very sorry for what's going to happen next time. But on the plus side, guys, you know what to bring for when you're visiting Khorne. He doesn't ask for much. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time to see what our heroes choose to do next. Who's going to sleep next to the blood of a blood beast of Khorne? Sure, nothing ill will come from that. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes, our Grim and Perilous heroes, are encountering as they're simply trying to come to the aid of their elven friends. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.